Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. Tonight, the Bassmaster himself, Jack Morgan. But before we get to talking to Jack Morgan, while we're waiting for a few people to pop in, I'm going to make a couple of announcements. First of all, I want to thank everybody who sent well wishes, prayers, was giving me advice about my father. My father has had two seizures in the last 2 days. The first one was actually while I was during an interview last night, and I apologize to all the fans who were having fun with us that night, and I had to cut it short. But to let you guys know, everything is just fine. He's back to his grumpy self, as you'd say. Talking to everyone, and he knows where he's at, and everything's good, and I'm not mad anymore. We talked about it, and everything's hunky dory. And I want to thank Joseph last night for because I cut it loose. I Facebook called him right afterwards, and we're gonna have a part 2 to that video, folks. So be looking for that. There will be a part 2. We were having so much fun, but let's get on, man. Bassmaster, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Good. Sitting here in the boonies. I tried to go catch some fish earlier, but yeah, the river's still a little flooded and muddy.
Yeah, this weather, man, you never know about this weather here in North Carolina and South Carolina, man, because I'm in the foothills down here in South Carolina on the other side of the border, and man, 1 minute it'd be 90 degrees, the next minute we're having thunderstorms, and it's right back to 90 degrees. I bet it's the same way up there.
Oh yeah, it's about 92 right now, is what my laptop's actually telling me.
Yeah, man. So let me start off with, how'd you get into wrestling? I'm going to ask you the same questions I do everybody else because I love hearing the answers, man. How long have you been in wrestling? How did you get in? Who was your first? Who was the guy who trained you first? You know the drill. You've seen the show.
Yep. Long story short, Tucker White is my real brother, biologically brother. Okay. Me and him as a little kid used to sit in front of the television and watch SmackDown and Raw. And as a little kid, me and him always said, when we grow up, we're going to be wrestlers and put the same smiles on them kids' faces that we had in front of the TV when we was little. I've been total little over 5 years in the business. I spent 2.5 training. My first place I trained was APW, American Pro Wrestling, Bowling Springs, South Carolina.
Okay.
Elite is the one that trained me first there.
Okay.
Then it was AJ Frost and Dusty Money.
Okay. There were some pretty good names, man. I've watched it. Listen to this, man. We ain't been on 5 minutes, and look at this. Frank Roof comes on and says, Jack who? Get out of here, Frank. You know who this guy is.
Jack Daniels, a.k.a. Captain Morgan.
There you go. Hello, Bobby. How you doing tonight? Junior says, this guy is in his gimmick. Yes, he is, Junior, and I'm loving every minute of it. Bobby wants to know how I'm doing. I am doing great. If you missed it, Bobby, my family's doing great. Everything's back to normal. Let's get on with hashtag truth, man. Let's make this about Jack tonight. How about that? Not to blow you guys off, but I wanna forget about that for a while, and this is the way I do it. So you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Who? I don't know what Frank, you're a hoot, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. So tell me a little bit about Jack Frost, man. Who is Jack Frost? Or Jack Morgan? What did I say, Jack Frost? You mentioned Frost as a wrestler.
Now,
yeah. Who's Jack Morgan as a wrestler? Who is the Bassmaster?
I had to stop you there because you cut me off.
Sorry about that.
Also, on the way back home one night from APW, after being pretty much shot on there, I didn't feel safe. I left APW. Tucker White, my brother, led me to UIW. I trained with Rage Davison at UIW for roughly, I'll say about 8 months plus, right around in there. My whole entire career started off as reffing at UIW. I had to learn from reffing. If anybody gets in this business, please ref first. It will teach you a lot about ring in the squared circle. I learned so much reffing that it helped me as a performer. Now, with that said, my first gimmick, as a lot of y'all found out, was a full body blue suit, which I still have that gimmick, but the sleeves are cut. It will not be worn again.
What was the name of that?
Chubby Blunkin. I did not know the last name at all. Okay. I went outside the curtain, come back, and thought about it. My first ever match was against Brandon Owens.
Okay.
Phenomenal guy, by the way.
Oh yeah, I love him to death. We've already had him on the show. He's a great wrestler.
Oh yeah, I was paying attention. Now, out of being a ref, I joined a tag team with a guy at the time known as Panda, aka Jackson Bones now, as the Warhog.
Okay.
We won the tag team titles at UIW for 8 months to a year. Just ran through the competition there. High profile. That's off to you, man. That is a hell of a team. The Titans. Hell of a team. Can't say nothing bad about them. Hell of teams.
High profile. Actually, back when I used to do my recorded videos for EWF, I still do them. I do reviews and previews for them. I actually went to CPW one night when David Cody was still with their group, and High Profile was in a triple threat tag team match. And I said that during my review, I said that was the best tag team match I've seen in the 30 years I've ever watched wrestling. And I meant every minute of what I said in that video. You can go back and look at it. I'll think of the show before the end of this broadcast, but man, I'm telling you, those 3 tag teams let it loose that night. My goodness, what a great match. It was like 30, 35 minutes of just raw tag team action. And when you say these boys are good, they are good. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah. And then I also faced a tag team called Price of Carnage. It was Alan Price and Max Carnage. Wow. I can't say nothing bad about them either.
No.
Even though Alan Price kind of confused me about the penguin on a stick. I'm sorry. That's
you're a BassMaster, you're a country boy, and you ain't never had penguin on a stick?
That's a dolphin.
I'm kidding with you, man. I'm kidding. I have no clue what never had penguin myself either.
Now, as the Warhog, my tag team partner turned on me. And how he turned on me? Put me out for 2 weeks with a concussion and bruised ribs.
Ow.
Slammed through a door from the apron to the concrete. Up there in Rufferton, North Carolina. I was out for 2 weeks, and my whole gimmick actually come from this hat.
Okay.
Ray's Davison gave me this gimmick because I had a bass on my hat, and he asked if I fished. Pretty much, I've got about 18 fishing rods. I counted them today.
I've got 18 fishing rods.
Yeah. I've got 3 tackle boxes.
Wow. Yeah. That would say you're a fisherman. There they are, right there, man.
But the whole BassMaster thing is,
Frank Roof, man, come on, you give the guy a break. All right,
I ain't worried about him.
Now he says that gimmick fits. So he went from the gimmick sucks to the gimmick fits. I don't think Frank. I don't know. Reagan wants to know if you'll come back to APW sometime.
It's a possibility. I've been thinking about it. I do not have my South Carolina license though. That is the thing. I I'd have to work towards getting it.
Bradley, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Glad to see you on hashtag Truth, buddy. Jack Morgan, you come to APW. The same thing. Are you coming to APW most? If he gets his, hey, he's got his fishing license. But if he gets his wrestling license, he'll come in swinging at APW. There's your answer. Tell all the folks at home about this giveaway, this promotion that you're doing, man, because I was really excited when I saw it. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Now, I offer 2 free tickets if you friended my profile of Jack Morgan. Not my like page. In 14 days, it will be deleted. I already got it in set. And subscribe to hashtag Truth. 2 free tickets to AWC August 10th, Morganton, North Carolina. Honor Among Us to benefit the CVMA Chapter 15-10. All proceeds through the door goes to CVMA.
Okay.
Now, with that said, I didn't have a single person comment done with that giveaway. So with that said,
I got a few, not many, but I got a few people who came on my hashtag Truth YouTube page and subscribe. Maybe they just didn't come back and put the word done. Maybe they just missed that point. But you got to do all 3 steps. If you don't understand it, go back and watch my video. It's been put up like 6 or 7 times. Are you going to keep this running, or are you going to change the game?
I thought about keeping it running, but then again, Scott, you said invest, right?
That's it.
The tickets are yours.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. I will definitely be there. That sounds great. Brian said to get your physical, to get your license, $30 in a physical. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Brian. I've actually been to a PWX show, the War Games he put on, and actually helped set up one of the rings. I'm not going to say how that got in because, I don't know what I can say about it, but
there you go. Yeah. Just say you were there. That's good enough. Just being there, that's something special, man. That's something set. To say you were at a PWX show, that's just something right there.
I was just part of the setup crew. Great guy, though. I ain't gonna
lie. Alex says he wants to have a match with you in the future.
What kind of match? Fishing match? Might have to order a big old fish tank.
Now, you were telling me one of the matches that you created in IUW, the bank match, the riverbank match. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Let me hear about that match.
It is my version of the riverbank. Whatever you find on the riverbank, fishing rods, all 4 corners tied up with line all the way around the ring with weapons hung from it. A throw net above the ring with weapons hung from it. Like your baking pans where you cook your fish, your skewers, sinkers, bobbers, skewers that are actually tied
so
together.
Basically anything a fisherman would have with him is a weapon, and you go around the banks and you just beat each other senseless.
Pretty much. Even some lighter fluid. Everybody's got a lighter in the tackle box.
Oh my God. Woo.
The only thing I was told, I couldn't have my beer, and I was sad about that.
Junior wants to know, how many jacks does it take to be a Morgan?
I don't know. Let me know when you find out.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Junior. When you find out, let us know. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. No, Brian, thank you for running PWX and making it what it is today, man. All of us want to get there eventually in one fashion, way, or form. And thank you for making it what it is, man. Uh-oh. Alex says it doesn't matter what match you make, he'll walk out the winner. Hashtag mayhem.
Hey, Alexander, don't get cast away, buddy. Don't get cast away.
So, who was your favorite wrestler growing up? Who did you look? It could be an Indies wrestler. It could be, one of the big guys, the Hall of Famers. Who did you look up to as a wrestler growing up?
I'm surprised you can't tell, Scott. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, I'm telling you, that's big time right there. If you try to live up to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I mean,
I can't drink that many beers.
yeah, you'd forget about the fish after too many, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention I can't stun my boss because I get fired.
that too. Wouldn't that be awesome though? Wouldn't that be awesome if you could really do what they do in WWE? Like, any of the McMahons, even Shane O'Mac right now. Wouldn't it be awesome just to come in and be able to beat the tar out of your bosses?
Pretty much, but the thing about it is with Shane McMahon, I'm surprised he ain't broke a hip and like thrown it in the front row due to the coast to coast. Because
yeah, he does the coast to coast a lot. Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to bury CM Punk or whatever with this thing he's got going on, but whatever it is, CM Punk's gone. I don't think he's going to come back. He might. I mean, there's a lot of people still asking him to come back, but I think he's really set on making this UFC thing happen, even though he's 0-2 and pretty much got his brains beat in both times. But
now his wife got offered a contract again. AJ Lee.
Man, AJ Lee is awesome. AJ Lee was awesome when she was in WWE. Man, I could see her coming back and making a real stink. That she is good. I saw an interview with her a while back. She just brought out a book, I think, last year, talking about, her wrestling career and everything and why she got out of it. And a lot of it had to do, of course, with her husband. But, man, she was one of the good ones. Alex wants to know, well, let's first ask you, what is your finisher? Do you have a finishing move?
It's called the Castaway.
The Castaway. How do you perform a castaway?
First, you got to reel them in. In other words, I'll take them for an Irish whip, swing around with the back elbow, hit the rope, and it's a pounce.
Okay.
Now, I also have a submission move for the bigger guys because I'm medium class, a little up there, a little bit. Heel hook. Take them by the heel and hook them. I called it get hooked.
There you go, man. Hook
it's just a little simple. I have two versions. One is a finisher. It's called hook, line, sinker.
Okay.
It's a backwards DDT. Hook them there. Throw the elbow down on their chest and go down with them. The second one, this is going to be funny, and fans actually chanted for this. It is a right hook, a clothesline to your back of your legs, because when I right hook you, you spin and face away. I clothesline in the back of your legs, come off the rope with a running teabag.
Ow!
Hook, line, sinker.
Hook, line, and sinker. Okay. What is your favorite finishing move in all of wrestling? If other than yourself, any other wrestler, what is your favorite finishing move?
I would have to say the Black Hole Slam.
Okay.
And Abyss actually does that move.
Oh, man, that is one guy that I wish that WWE could get right there. Abyss would be awesome. Jackson Bones, who I will be interviewing pretty soon, by the way, for all you fans out there. In the Jack Morgan career, what is the one thing you want to do again and one thing you have no interest in doing twice? That's a good question.
Well, not going to lie. I'd like to see the Warhogs one more time.
Okay.
That was with me and Jackson Bones, as a lot of people know.
And what's the one thing you have no interest in doing twice? Coming out in a blue suit, maybe?
Yeah. That would have to be.
I mean, it didn't look like you wanted much to do with that at all.
Hey, I still shook my butt and everything else. It got over.
Hey, that's all that matters, right? If you entertain the crowd, that's it. Alex says I can see AJ Lee is joining AEW. Well, I'll have to see that to believe it, Alex. You know, there's a lot of rumors going around who AEW is going to bring in, and until they show up at a show, I mean, that's all they are is rumors.
Yep.
Alex said mine will have to be a super kick. Hey, that's awesome. That's an awesome finisher.
I've ate a lot of them.
Junior says Rage is going to kill you.
I'll just tell him that I'll get 6 after him. He'll be okay.
Who is Rage and why would he want to kill you?
Rage Davison
is actually Davis. Okay.
Yeah, it's Rage Davison. It's a monster. Man, he has beat the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie.
So you guys have tangled once or twice in your career?
I would say 6 times, but I think it's like 4.
Woo! And if he wants to kill you, you must have done something pretty bad to him. Did you give him the hook, line, and sinker or something?
A kendo stick to the butthole. Hey,
I have no comment for that. I have absolutely no comment for that one. That had to be an IUW, right?
UIW, yes.
UIW, I meant. I'm sorry, UIW.
I had the kendo stick in my hand, and that's one of my favorite weapons. Is a kendo.
Oh my goodness!
Now, he turned at the wrong time, so I was like, I'm just going to hit him on his butt. Well, he turned a little bit more, and it kind of the tip of it hit him.
Ow. Yeah. Jackson Bowen says, how does it make you feel that you and I retired Michael Caine, a.k.a. Chase Evans?
I'm going to be professional.
You don't look heartbroken. I'm going to tell you that much.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it professional. He wasn't fit for the business. He stole a belt and tucked his tail and ran and said he ain't doing no more with wrestling. He told a fan that.
So this guy was in a wrestling organization. From what you're telling me, he couldn't wrestle worth a lick. He got mad, grabbed the belt, and just took off home with it.
Yes. And didn't return the guy's call or nothing. That was the belt that got stolen from UIW. It was legit. It wasn't no hoax or nothing. Jackson Bones at the time was the champ. And yeah.
Wow, Jackson Bones, you should be wanting to kill that guy. We'll talk about that when we get you on the show too, man. I'm pretty sure that's going to come up at least once. Maybe Rose got her butt with a kendo stick. Mabel Rose got your butt with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
Mabel Rose must have took you out. Oh, yeah. Mabel, get a hold of me. I want to get you on the show. I want to talk about some of your old matches. I really would.
Now, see, Mabel Rose, that's the thing about it is, though, I could go heel a little bit with this, but tell her to go make me some chocolate.
There's a story behind that. What's that all about? What's the chocolate all about?
She's a little short.
Oh,
but
man! Hey! Didn't your mama always teach you, man? Dynamite comes in small packages.
Yeah, I know. I got one next to me over here, walking around watching it on her phone.
Yeah, you better be careful with that. Hey, I had one of my wrestlers throw his wife under the bus on the show. I don't know if you saw that one or not, but yeah, you better be careful.
Mine's only 5 foot. I mean,
there's a 5-foot woman in EWF who's had a lot of belts under her name. Heather said, "Oh, okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I love that. You sure can, Mabel. We will get you on the show. Thank you very much. I'm not allowed at the chocolate factory anymore. Oh, there you go." He said, "Are you trying to say she's an Oompa Loompa? Is that what you're trying to say?"
You said it, not me.
That's one of my favorite movies, man. I
Mine
actually
too.
sing along with them little guys. It's awesome. Mabel, you gonna take that? I wouldn't take that from him. I seriously wouldn't take that from him. Junior says she's too short. Oh man, this is gonna end up being a Bash Mabel contest tonight. We don't want that.
Nah. Mabel's a good girl. If I hold my hand out, she can't hit me in no way, anyways. But she's an awesome person. Her and her husband both.
So you're the Bassmaster. Give me an honest answer now, not a fisher's tale. What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
150-pound shark.
That you can eat. That you've eaten. I forgot to add that to the end. That you have eaten. That you've took home, cleaned, and eaten. Is eaten a word? That you took home, cleaned, and that you ate. Oh, however that's said. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
I'm fumbling all over my tongue tonight.
That's a hard one because I took a lot of fish home. The biggest one would probably be a 20-something pounder catfish.
Wow, where'd you catch that at?
I actually ended up catching it at a cash pond.
Okay. Hey, well, there you go, man. They feed them fish daily, so they get that big. I was thinking something like the Mississippi River or something. I was going to be really amazed. But a cash pond, I mean, they feed them things daily. You got to go. You got to hit one of them big rivers, man. You got to hit the Mississippi or the Missouri or one of them big rivers and go.
What you talking about? To me, a big river is Broad River. I tried swimming across the river on that thing. It's got a current. I suggest not doing
it. I'm just a huge flotation device and a target when I get on the water like that. So, I'm a big boy. Like I said, if I was in the ocean and I had a cut on my body, I would be 450-pound chum. That's what I would be. The sharks would just come and eat me alive. Jackson Bones wants to know, what is your favorite match you've been a part of, and what match do you want to be a part of? Leave Mabel alone. That's his little buddy. Uh-oh. So what's your favorite match you've ever been a part of?
My favorite matches are hardcore matches, hands down. I'm a hardcore person. But now, one match that I want to be a part of, and this is going to sound crazy, is an Inferno match.
That don't sound crazy to me, man. Those are some pretty cool matches. Now, did you watch? I'm pretty sure you watched some of my interview last night with Joseph of Ace, right?
Yes, I've actually met him at Richmond Rescue.
Okay. Did you hear about the Aces Wild matches they're having?
Yes.
That would be something I would be, if I was a wrestler, that would be something I would be jumping into right there. Because to have the Aces Wild belt, you had to do some work, and that would prove yourself, man.
Oh yeah.
So what match? He also asked, what match do you want to be a part of? What match have you not done that you would like to do? Your Inferno match. Okay, I got you. That was dumb.
That or a ladder match.
Oh man, now I love a good ladder match. Are you scared to jump off ladders?
No.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, man.
Funny story about this. Me and Tucker White was wrestling on a trampoline. We put the trampoline beside a tree one time.
Okay.
He goes off and kicks me in the groin. He goes taking off up the tree, and I'm right behind him. I jerk him off. He hits steel and bounces off the steel. of the gentleman.
Ow. So you were doing some backyard wrestling then?
Yeah. That's another reason why I took 2.5 years of training to know if I can protect people. Because
see, that's when you do matches like that, when you do unsanctioned matches like that, that's when the wife had or your friend, if you weren't married at that time, or your friends need to have their phones running, because those are great YouTube videos right there. That's a million watches right there. You know what I'm saying?
That was when I was like 130 pounds though.
Yeah, if I saw anybody get pulled out of a tree and land on the metal part of a trampoline, oh, I'm all gonna watch that. You better believe it.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably rewind it about 15 times and watch it again. You know what I mean? Go back and watch. I'm old school, man. I was back with VHF, so I use the word rewind. You understand?
Oh yeah, Lion King, Aladdin.
I fish at Midway and Lake Norman, says Alexander. But where is your favorite fishing spot? That's a good question. Where is your favorite fishing spot?
Where they bite the most.
I should have saw that one coming from a mile away.
Whatever spot I can hook them lips with my lures.
Jackson wants to know, out of you and your brothers, what order is the totem pole? Uh-oh.
Okay, now it's getting a little personal, but
so who's the big man on the block between you and your brothers? That's pretty much what he's asking.
To the family's eyes or to everybody else?
To your eyes. To you.
I'm an outcast. Me and Tucker White are.
So you're a black sheep of your family. I was once that. Don't worry, it's not a bad thing. Be who you are, man.
I want to keep this professional as possible. Felix Feelgood is the golden boy.
Felix Feelgood is the golden boy. Okay, I got you. So you just called out a 5-star guy. What do you think of 5-star?
Honestly, I don't have no
This
problem.
is hashtag truth, brother. It's nothing but honesty on this show.
There's some things I question. You know, I talked to you a little bit before the show. The firework deal with him. Me and Tucker White throw M80s on each other.
Ow.
We shot each other in the eyeball with Roman candles.
Ow.
Yeah.
I can see why. I can see why you are in love with the type of matches you are. You live every day dangerously, so it's nothing to have a trash can lid hit you in the head, right?
I actually still got a spot on top of my head.
But I mean, you're throwing quarter sticks of dynamite at each other. You're hitting each other in the eye with things that are on fire. I mean, what's a kendo stick in a anything else that you can bring into a ring gonna do to you, right?
It still hurts at the end of the day. I mean,
it all hurts, but I mean, if I'm used to having an M80, blew up underneath my feet, I mean, what's a trash can lid gonna do to me? I mean, it's gonna be like, think, oh, okay, whatever, come here.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Cade Saddle, his wrestling, I can't complain about. Will Balder.
There you go.
I have nothing against the guy at all. Me and him on his match, he plainly sit there and I called a spot and he tried to run through me. I had to stop him.
Uh-oh.
And Aaron Vaughn, what can I say? You DDT him. Yeah. Phenomenal athlete to be big side. Felix Feelgood, he's got a lot to learn. Now, the one thing I want to tell him as a brother, learn as much as you can. Max Carnage, brother, I've seen you do some phenomenal things. I mean, taking a glass bath at Night of the Reaper. I don't know about that.
So you're saying, aside from being crazy, these guys are pretty good wrestlers. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yes, they got charisma. Don't get me wrong.
Alex said, "Make it official. Me and you hardcore." And he said, "I can be the referee." He wants to fight you in a hardcore match. I don't know about that, man. He just got through saying, all the stuff that's been done to him and things like that. And Alex, you want to get in a hardcore match with this guy? I don't
I'll
know.
go grab the pillows.
Junior said there's a difference in knowing it's going to happen and not going to happen. That is true. I mean, in wrestling, you pretty much know it's going to happen most of the time. Most of the time. Yeah. There are times, like he said, when you get in the ring, you got it all called. You go to do it. You're entertaining the fans, and one of the wrestlers accidentally misses a spot, or was supposed to throw a punch and accidentally really lands one. And, next thing you know, it goes from a wrestling match to a shoot match. And I've seen that happen on, I couldn't tell you how many. I watch hours and hours of wrestling, in my life, and I watch hours and hours every week. So I've seen many matches go from, Mountain Dew. I've seen a ton of matches go from great wrestling to, these guys are really fighting. So
yeah. Now, and this is the thing, Scott. Are you going to tell WWE not to do what they did on Monday Night Raw?
Dude, I finally got to go back today. I did today. I had to get my mind off of things. I went back and I watched Monday Night Raw. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I saw the beginning of the show where they went through, the thing and it all blew up. Corey Graves literally threw out a cuss word on live TV, and I couldn't believe it. Everybody was telling me he did it, but I was like, oh, come on. They're going to edit this stuff out. I mean, there's no way they didn't bleep it or anything. No. I went back and watched it, and just as plain as day, he threw that cuss word out, and I was like, wow. Unbelievable.
Now, you've probably been a wrestling fan how long, Scott?
Over 30 years, brother. I've been watching wrestling since I was 8 years old, and I'm going to be 47. So that'll tell you how long I've been watching it.
Do you know what a rib is?
Yeah, I know. Dude, I know. Trust me, the last 5 years, I've learned almost everything there is to know about the locker room. I've never been in one that I've wanted to be in, but yeah, I know what a rib is.
That's when somebody gets something done to them that they don't know, and it's supposed to be a little initiation into the brotherhood.
Right.
I've had 3 done on me.
So are you in any brotherhoods?
The Independent Wrestling Brotherhood.
Usually when wrestlers do ribs, it's like to join a clique or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Brotherhood of Independent Wrestling.
Okay, so you're saying just to get your feet wet in independent wrestling, just to be, one of the guys. You've got it 3 times.
Yes.
Wow. If I'm not being too nosy, what? I mean, you ain't got to name the wrestlers, but what happened?
I had cheese in my bag one time when I got back from the match. Yeah, that was a messy situation.
Like dip cheese?
Yes.
Like nacho
Melted.
cheese? Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah.
What else happened?
My brother actually put something in my bag, Tucker White.
Okay.
And I didn't know whose it was.
Can you say it or no?
Toy.
Ah, okay, I got you. That's funny. I bet it didn't have a fishing hook on it either, did it?
No. But yeah, there's been some crazy things happen. Do I agree with how long Felix was in the casket? No, I don't. But what a lot of people need to know, me and Tucker White literally sat there for 5 minutes asking Felix, is he okay? And he said yes.
Well,
And
I'm glad you're getting it all out on #truth, man. That is pretty cool. I hope you guys all work this stuff out, because all you guys are great wrestlers, and I'd like to see all you guys go up, and up, man. The one thing that I always say on this show is, sometimes people let pride. Wrestling is a lot of pride, man. There's a lot of pride in the game of wrestling today, and some people just got to let it go to get where they need to go, man. Because I would love to see, personally you fight some of the 5-star district and all these other guys and watch it and be a fan in the audience. That would be something special for me. Let's get back to some of these questions. Jackson Bones wants to know your first injury and how did it happen?
Hardcore match versus as the Warhogs, me and Jackson Bones, against Rage Davison and STD. I ended up dislocating my shoulder during the match.
Ouch.
It was my own doing. I was laying on a pew and STD jumped off and I moved my arm the wrong way and it popped instantly.
Oh.
STD
did you have to go to the hospital to get it popped back in, or did they pop it in there at the show?
No, STD told Rage that I was hurt and to leave him alone for a second. I rolled underneath the apron and popped it in myself and finished the match.
Ouch. Wow. So you continued and finished the match after having a dislocated shoulder?
I iced it for 3 days.
Wow. And did you win the match?
It was actually a no contest.
You did all that for a no contest? Oh, my goodness. Jeff says that's why you don't go over the whole match. Go over the beginning and the end. That's basically what I've been told by a lot of wrestlers. They usually coordinate the beginning and the end, and the middle is between the wrestlers once they get in there. So, but we don't want to pull back the curtain too much on here because,
Jeff, that is actually how I do it. It's beginning, end. You tell the story in the middle.
That's it. Jackson Bones wants to know who's your idol other than #truth.
From the indies?
Indies, professional, both of them.
It'd actually have to be 2 people.
Okay.
Rage Davison and Alan Price.
Okay, and big time. Who's your favorite, like WWE or New Japan or whatever? Who's your big boy favorite?
Stone Cold, Rock, and Undertaker. I can't pick between them.
Wow. Now I have to admit I'm a huge Rock fan. I always have been. I wish he would have never left wrestling. I understand why he did. He's a mega superstar now. I get it. But man, that man, many nights I fell asleep watching that man wrestle. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I still do.
Right? I mean, I there's times when I go on YouTube, man, and I watch The Rock for a couple hours. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just his promos, man. I mean, they'll blow you. They're still mind blowing to this day. I mean, he opened up a whole can of worms in professional wrestling about how wrestlers can talk to each other, what they can say on TV, and he pushed the line a lot.
Oh yeah.
When he was talking about eating pie and doing all that, some people didn't get it, but then when they finally caught on, it was like, oh my God, he's saying that on TV.
Yep. Oh, I gotta add one more person.
Okay.
One of the coolest people that I've actually got to be a part of a seminar on Facebook with.
Okay.
Rikishi.
Man, I love Rikishi. I love that whole family, man. Even the Usos, everybody, man. I actually, when I was a kid, when this was before Rikishi became, WWE famous. I actually got to see him wrestle down in Mississippi while I lived down there, and it was awesome, dude. He was down there with a bunch of the stars that he went around with in the indies scene, and I'll never forget those days, man. I loved it. The NWA days, the Continental Championship Wrestling days, and I still go back and watch it from the 80s and 90s and stuff. All
now,
right,
I ain't gonna lie to you. The one guy that I'm trying to do, I can do the worm. I just can't go down and do the worm. So
Scotty too
bring
hotty.
that into my gimmick. So I've been trying for the past couple months.
Well, the worm, the worm. I mean, I can understand, the worm, Bassmaster. I get it, but to me, that really don't go with your gimmick, man. To me, it wouldn't. I mean, I like the hook, line, and sinker thing you said. The as a fan, a finishing move called the hook, line, and sinker, and you're the Bassmaster. That just fits, especially as violent as you say it is. That's oh my God, here it comes, the hook, the line, and you just you're gonna do it while he's doing it,
Yeah.
and that I love.
I also do a silly bass.
Yep.
That is a crossbody off the top, flopping like a fish.
Oh my gosh. Jackson Bones. Jackson, you need to come and be my partner on this show, man, because you are asking some awesome questions. Of course, you probably know this guy a whole lot better than I do, right? So, yeah, that's okay. I figured. Where did the gimmick and character of Jack Morgan come from? I think you explained it to me before the show, but explain it to all the people who are watching who don't know.
The hat right here has a bass on it. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep.
That was the inspiration on it, and the fact that I love to fish, aka the Bassmaster come about.
Now, how many actual times have you come out and done a promo as the Bassmaster? Grabbed the mic in front of an audience and did a Bassmaster promo.
About, I think 3 times. Other ones has been video recorded.
Okay.
But I don't think about promos. I just try to shoot off the top of my tongue.
So you're the type of guy who doesn't like to be scripted. You just like to go in and say, hey, let's get it done. Turn on the tell me when I'm ready. Tell me when I need to be ready, and I'm gonna hit the trigger, right?
Yep, because anybody in the wrestling business will tell you, you're always gonna learn with doing promos.
Right. I've watched promos for over half my life, and I think I can do it, but who knows? We'll see. One of these days, I might cut a promo on #Truth. You never know. I can get mad and angry and spout out at the mouth. I guess if that's a promo, I'm pretty good at that. But as far as being a character, I don't know if I could do that or not. That I'd probably need training on that. Does anybody have any questions for Jack Morgan? Keep them coming, man. Jack is answering a lot of questions. I'm loving the time we're having. We'll be here all night as long as you guys keep the questions coming.
Oh, yeah.
Jackson says, shoot a promo for AWC right now.
I knew he was going to put me on the spot. He always tries to.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me give a little bit of thought with this because I got to get all the information.
Jackson, while he's thinking, throw me a wrestler's name so he can talk to the wrestler.
Oh, I've got it. I've got the match actually up right here.
Oh, okay. You got the whole thing. All right. Do it, brother.
Yeah. Bassmaster here. August 10th, AWC, Honor Among Us to benefit the CVMA Chapter 15-10. The Bassmaster and Jerry Sawyer goes one-on-one with the tag team of DZ Hyde and Captain Alexander. All of us have great attributes. Don't get me wrong. The Bassmaster has his silly ways. DZ Hyde has his goofy ways. Captain Alexander, captain of a ship, I hope? I do not know. Jerry Sawyer, the Buzzsaw Man. I got one of the best tag teams for August 10th. And me and Sawyer are going to bring our best. And the Bassmasters and Sawyer's going to come out victorious. And the Bassmaster with a yee-yee.
Yee-yee. Where did yee-yee come from?
Actually, it come with the gimmick. Because I listened to a song called Yee Yee. My song is actually edited. And it plainly says, I can catch a fish. I can catch plenty of fish.
So your entrance music actually has you saying or somebody saying, I can catch a fish.
Yes. Reeling on.
What's the name of the song that you come out to? Is it a country song or?
Yes. It's country / rap with the Dixie horn at the beginning.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of all different music, and then you have I Can Catch a Fish.
The actual song is called Catch a Fish. I had to edit the beginning of it out. I actually contacted the owners of the copyright just so I could do everything legit.
So you have documentation that you can actually use that song the way it is.
Yes.
Awesome, man. See, that's doing it right, brother. That's doing it right. I love to hear stuff like that. We were talking about that last night. So, hey, Mark McDaniel, how you doing? We are doing great. We're sitting here talking with the Bassmaster. If you guys have any questions, come on here and give it to him. He's been answering everything and talking about everybody, going in and out from answering questions to being Jack Morgan, the Bassmaster, and I'm loving every minute of this. So I'm going to ask this question. I've asked every other wrestler this question. Where do you see yourself in the future, Jack Morgan?
My main goal is PWX. Nothing farther.
There you go. All right. Do you think that do you think you need any more, and this is, I might be getting kind of personal, but do you think you need any more tweaks to your character? Or
it can always be improved.
Okay.
Always. If somebody tells you their character doesn't need to be tweaked, there's something wrong.
I'm not laughing at you, brother. I'm laughing at my buddy Brandon. This is classic. Didn't you used to come out to the Brad Paisley song, I'm Gonna Miss Her, the fishing song? I can't remember. I love that song, by the way. And that would be an awesome song.
I didn't come out to that song. I did come out to Blue Da Dee Dobby Da when I was the blue guy.
Okay, but that do you know this song he's talking about by Brad Paisley? Yep. Oh, that's classic. I love it. I would sing it, but I don't want to run people off. Uh-oh. What did you learn from your first and second match? Who was your very first match in wrestling? That's a very good question. Who was your very first match against?
Brandon Owens.
Oh, you did say that. That's right. I'm sorry. You did. I take medicine, dude.
You're good. You're good.
You just reach through and kind of slap me once or twice. I'll get it. Brandon Owens. Okay, who won the match?
Brandon did. I was Chubby Blunkin at the time.
You came out as the Blue Meanie. Okay, we got you. I'm going to call him the Blue Meanie because I can't pronounce that word and I'm not even going to try.
Do you know what that word means, though?
No, but you're going to tell me.
I'll keep it PG-13. Head while you're on the toilet.
Oh, okie dokie. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what did you learn from your second match? Who was your second match? Do you remember that? It
was actually a fatal 4-way elimination match.
Nice. Wow, for your second match, that's pretty awesome.
Rays Davidson, Milkman, I believe. I gotta think who else was in this match. At the time, his name was
just say his name. It's okay.
Chase Evans.
Okay.
Who
won that match?
I can't even remember. I got eliminated.
You got eliminated, went to the back and said, who cares?
I watched the match. It's just Rays Davidson and the chops. I mean,
okay. So her question is, what did you learn from those two matches?
Honestly, selling up, like facial expressions and stuff in the blue suit. I learned so much with Brandon Owens alone.
Right.
The technique, how to.
Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, Jim Cornette.
Yes.
But it was a joke. I know you know who Jim Cornette is. But if you ever go on YouTube and watch he's got like you just look up Jim Cornette and listen to him talk about wrestling, today's wrestling. And he'll tell you flat out, 99% of the wrestlers out there, he said straight out, I wouldn't hire them because they don't know facial expressions. They don't know how to act in the ring. They truly don't know what their gimmick is. Sometimes they'll get in the ring for 5 minutes and forget their gimmick. And man, it amazes me, because as a fan, I really don't look at that. As a fan, I don't think about that. But after hearing him, now I look for it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing about it is what we have to deal with in the ring is the energy y'all give off to us. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I'm not going to lie. It is. It's overwhelming.
I got my daughter trying to sneak around. I'm sorry. Go ahead. But yeah, when you have guys who've been in the business that long explaining things to wrestlers, and like I said, I'm not a wrestler. I've never been one. I'm a fan. That just amazes me that somebody would say that. Think about what I just said that he said. 99%. Now there's a ton of wrestlers, so 99% is 1% is still a huge number. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, but 99% of the wrestlers out there wouldn't get hired by somebody like Jim Cornette because they don't know. Basically, he's saying they don't know how to wrestle. That is shocking.
Oh yeah.
And I watch him because he goes over like AEW. He goes over WWE. Excuse me. That's what I get for drinking this all the time. But you watch AEW and you watch and he watches all them, and he'll say the same thing to them. Who is this dummy? And I'm paraphrasing here because he uses the harsh language. Who is this dummy think he is? He's been in wrestling for 20 years. He got punched in the face and he acted like it didn't hurt. Hello, you just got hit by a 400-pound guy. It should hurt. You know what I'm saying? And he's talking about pros.
Oh yeah.
So that just amazes me.
Have you saw his McDonald's video?
No.
Look it up.
I'll look it up right after the show, man. I'll look it up. Let's see. Jackson Bones wants to know I'm pretty sure that's dream. What's your dream match with any worker anywhere? That's tough, ain't it? Because, even though you've only been in the business for 5 years, you probably wrestled a lot of people, right?
2.5 years wrestling, yeah.
But he's talking about any worker anywhere. You could go big time. You could say, The Rock or whoever, man. I mean, he's saying any worker anywhere. I'm going to add any time.
Oh, man.
As if it ain't hard enough, right? I had to add any time
Yeah,
to
anytime. I mean,
it. We were talking about the attitude here. I mean, it's pretty easy for me. I know 2 wrestlers off the top of my head. I would love to have wrestled, man, but
well,
that's just me. While you're thinking, I'm going to tell you mine. Mine would be Mankind, because, my God, I mean, you're talking about hardcore legend. Who's a bigger hardcore legend than Mankind?
exactly.
And the second one would be The Undertaker. I mean, he's still going strong at, what, 99, 102? How old is he? I mean, so,
Dinosaur head.
right?
This is gonna sound crazy, but AJ Styles and Abyss for my hardcore match.
Ooh, a triple threat hardcore match against AJ Styles and Abyss. That I'd pay money. Take my money, please. Is there anything you have picked up along the way that has got you to where you are today?
Biggest thing is listen and learn. Don't ever stop learning. Trust me. If you say you're done learning, get out of business.
What is your biggest struggle in the business? Now, man, I'm telling you, we've already been on an hour. So what is your biggest struggle in the business, man?
Right now, cardio.
Cardio?
Yeah, kind of been out.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. What do you do for before I get to the next questions? What do you do to train, man? What is your training regimen? Do you actually go to the gym or do anything like that? You said cardio. Do you run at all?
Not really. Most of the time, like I don't believe in like lifting that much. I'll lift every now and then, but I am going to start trying to go to a gym at least a little bit. Yeah.
Because I mean, you do understand as a wrestler, if you really want to make this a career. Now, I don't know, you haven't mentioned that you want to make it a career, but if you really want to make it a career, once you get to, PWX, and I'll even include them, PWX, NXT, Ring of Honor, New Japan, all them, there's a certain look. And I know there's a few wrestlers that have gotten through without that look, but they're looking for a certain cut, ripped, they want you to look like a wrestler. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Does that scare you any? Or do you think that by that time you'll have, a gimmick down pat and they'll like you for just the gimmick?
Well, the gimmick I have now, I'm going to run with it. I love the gimmick. I can be myself with a little bit of yee, be a little silly, but yet serious in the ring. One thing I can say is another struggle of mine, and I'm still working on it to this day, is selling up. In other words, face expression and not facing the mat.
Right. Now,
I mean,
when you come out to the ring, I'm going to ask you something more about your gimmick. When you come out to the ring, Brandon Ledford, you're too funny. Let it out. Let the power of the burp out. If you ever see me turn sideways like this, away from that's what I'm doing, because every time I'm either drinking a Mountain Dew or one of my Rippets. So if you see me turn from my camera right away, I'm trying not to do that. So, Brandon, you caught me. Good job. He said, Scott, I remember him from the UIW. Wish I could see him in EWF. Man, I'm telling you, I'd love for a lot of these wrestlers to come to EWF, and I wouldn't have to travel so much. But, I'm just going to have to get out and travel, Brandon. We're just going to have to get out and travel. You know what I mean? And trust me, I've been told by 100,000 people that I need to travel. But I won't miss an EWF show either, Brandon. You know that too. Brandon, EWF's my home. I'm just going to say it. And, makes anybody mad, oh well. Jackson wants to know it. Oh, I was going to ask you about your gimmick. Would you ever consider coming out with like a big bass or something like that? Or
yep.
you have a fishing pole with a fake bass hanging off of it when you're coming out. You know what I'm saying?
I actually come out with a fishing rod every now and then. When I first done it, I come out with a fishing rod with an actual 12-inch long worm to catch bass with, and I actually would throw it a little bit.
If you could pull this off with an owner or a promoter of a wrestling thing, I've got a great idea for you. And I'm going to say it right here on #Truth. Hear me out. You go to, you can't do it with a high school gym. I get that. But if you go to an armory or something, there's always a big bay door.
Yes.
Get someone with a bass fishing boat that wouldn't mind you putting the bass fishing boat on a trailer backwards and have them drive you in, backing up and you come in a BassMaster boat as your entrance. Wouldn't that be cool? I just thought that just popped in my head. I'm like, man, wouldn't that be cool? You got all these grand entrances, and all of a sudden your music hits, the bay door opens. Next thing you know, you see this boat coming in, and here you come out with your fishing pole and a big old bass on it. I mean, you'd have me geeked up, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Brandon said, "I remember the tackle box too." He must have actually seen you wrestle in action, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, at one point, the bottom of my tackle box, I modified it to a cooler, and at UIW, I actually gave out Cokes at the end of my matches whenever I won.
Well, that was cool. That's totally awesome.
August 10th, you might see that.
I like how he rolls his eyes when he says it. You might see that. Oh, man, let me tell you. Oh, somebody came in late. Randy Carpenter wants to know who won the tickets. Randy, did you do the 3 things you had to do? Because we've been looking and we've had 0 people do that. We were talking about that before the show. If you did it, you could have been the winner of the tickets, man. But we had 0 participation. 240 people watched my video. 244 views. And you said one person did it.
One person commented saying they didn't have time to watch videos.
Oh, one person commented, but nobody did it. So we're seriously, he told me I won it, but I'm seriously, wanting him to do it again. Maybe just, comment something under his, since, nobody wants to go on my #Truth YouTube page, which going to make me cry. But, maybe we need to make it not so many steps. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe you should just make it, come in and be friends on your page and just put done underneath your picture or whatever.
So you want to donate your tickets back?
Oh yeah, I'll get, if the fans will get interested, I'll donate my tickets back.
All right.
Because I will come regardless.
All right.
So let's figure out something. We'll figure out something. Stay tuned. And in the next day or 2, we'll give another chance to win those tickets. How about that, Jack?
All right, that works.
That way we don't have to sit here and spin our wheels on the show. Jackson Bones, I think I asked this to him already. In 5 years, where do you want to be? I think you said PWX, right?
Yep. Stay local.
Stay local. Well, if you get to PWX, there's a chance you won't stay local.
That's fine. I say that as a local promotion to me, because I don't know where all they travel yet.
Oh, Randy said I would have, but that is a 3-count day, 3-count pro wrestling. Oh, excuse me, there it goes again. I rip it. I would have, but it's a 3-count, and that is my show. So he stays loyal to 3-count. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody will ever get mad for you being loyal to one independent wrestling company. Because I do it. I definitely couldn't get mad at you. But, at least he's being honest with us. I enjoy that. And trust me, I can't wait to see what happens at 3 Count either. I was at the last show, so there's a lot of questions that need to be answered during the next show. And by the way, Matty G, who called me out on his Sunday Spotlight, said I was the hardest working man in indie wrestling podcasts. I appreciate that, Matty G, man. Anytime you want to be on my show, you let me know, and I'll come on your show. Why don't you start sharing your YouTube page to Facebook? I could start doing that, but I'm trying to do it the other way. Maybe you got a point there. Maybe I need to reverse engineer what I'm doing. Because I'm thinking with having 300 to 400 views on my videos, and I don't mean to cut you off in any way, Jack, but having 300 to 400 views on my videos that, if I put on there, go to my YouTube page, if I cut them off of here and put them on YouTube, I figured people go watch them, but that's not the case. So I might do that. Oh, my bad. I didn't see it. You don't want to go to Evolve or AEW? That's
Nope.
for you.
Nope.
You don't. You really wouldn't want to go to AEW? You got to give me a reason, bro.
I'm not in it for the fame or the money. I'm in it for the fans. I said that from day one. Anybody you talk to will tell you. I actually gave away 2 free tickets to a couple and didn't even announce it. They were fans of mine from UIW.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome. That shows you're in it for indie wrestling, and that's basically the same thing with me. I pay to do this show, to do it the way you see it and everything, and I don't ask for anything in return. Nothing hard anyway. Go on my YouTube page and hit the subscribe button. I mean, how hard is that? But it's just something I love to do, and I love to get the wrestlers out there, and I like entertaining folks, and people seem to like it. They get involved in the show, and that's one reason why I do it this way. I want to get the audience involved. So yes, I am on Twitter. I don't have it. Usually I have it on my background. I am on Twitter. Here, let me change my background. That way people can see I'm actually on Twitter too. Let's go to this one. There we go. We'll do it this way. Now you can see I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Look how quick that worked. So yeah, I am on all 3. As soon as I start getting some followers and things like that on Twitter and YouTube, I'm going to move on to the others. I know there's 5 or 6. I'm going to go audio and go on Apple, iTunes, and all that. But I got to build a base first, just like you wrestlers. Jack, you can agree with this. I got to build a base. I can't sell my merch and put my merch out there if I don't build a base. So that's what I'm doing right now. But it's not about me. Let's get back to Jack. Scott, are you getting shirts made? I don't know. I've had a couple people say that they were thinking about making shirts for me, but I don't know. Scott, I subscribe. Thank you very much, Brandon, man. I appreciate it. Love you to death. All right, back to you. Do you take influence for your character from somebody outside of the wrestling world?
Oh.
Do you watch? Here's a good question. Do you watch any of the BassMasters that are on Sunday mornings?
Not
or
really.
Saturdays?
Not really. I did see one show doing the BassMasters, and they actually had a championship belt. Said that they were the BassMaster of 2018 last year. And I thought the belt was pretty cool.
let me tell you how popular wrestling is, man. I mean, and think about this, and you remember all these. Football players go around doing this. You know, you've seen the commercials, but they actually do it on the field now. There are a few of the, big-time wide receivers that actually walk around with a WWE belt, claiming they're the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling is everywhere. I mean, I don't care how old or how young. If you're 10 years old or older and you've never seen a wrestling match, you don't live in the United States of America. I can tell you that right now. Because wrestling is everywhere. So, yeah. But do you take your influence from any character outside, or is this just all you?
It's me, and my goofy side.
Does your wife have anything to do with the character? Does your wife like the character?
I don't know. I'd have to ask her, actually. I believe she does.
Does she ever hook you to get you to go to bed?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. That's as far as I'll take that.
I do body slam every now and then, but that's the point.
Okay. You can share videos to promote. I'm actually working on that right now. I'm getting a package put together, and I'm going to be talking to Joseph that I interviewed last night, and I'm looking to I'm going to be talking to him about doing some videos, like, you know, entrance videos for my live videos and outros, and I'm going to ask him just that if I can get together some video packages to do like commercials on Facebook and YouTube and things like that. I love all the interest you guys are giving me, but it's taking all the stuff off of Jack, and I don't want to do that. And he's sitting there smiling. He's being a great sport about it, but this is all about him, guys. You guys can ask me these questions off, you know, when I'm not online. You know what I'm saying? I love every one of you. Thank you for all the advice. Give it to me off of here. Let's talk Jack Morgan, the Bassmaster. How's that? Because I really want to get to know this guy. And Heather said message me about shirts. I love you, Heather. I sure will. Thank you very much. If somebody came to you from NXT, or if Brian came to you from PWX and said, hey, man, I want to hire you. I've seen you do Bassmaster, but I've got a gimmick for you. Would you be willing to do that? And it's nothing off the wall stupid like the blue, you know, the blue meanie thing. And they said, hey, we, you know, a lot of us have sat down and watched some of your matches and the way you move, and we got this gimmick for you. Would you be interested in doing something like that?
I would, to an extent. I don't want to take away from my personality with the character I have built. And then I have to transition that personality into the new character.
Right.
You have to be adverse, I think is the word.
Right. So if somebody came up to you, if a promoter came up to you and said, hey, man, I love the Bassmaster gimmick, I've got some ideas for it, would you open your ears and listen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've actually, if it wasn't so expensive, I actually kind of contacted Build-A-Bear one time to get me some stuffed bass. Cost too much. I wouldn't do that to the fans.
You talking about like for your merch table?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look through a few people, because I know how to look up a few things too, and talk to some people. So, well, we might work on that, man. I might find a place that can do it for you, not too expensive, because I know a few people. So I'm gonna hook you up, man, because that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I'm representing my shirt right now.
I see that. Show it again. Show it again to everybody. Hooked, does it say hooked on life?
Hooked for life, Jack. Hooked for life, Morgan.
Okay, there you go. Where did you get the silly bass from? Uh-oh.
I'm going to give credit.
Hey, what's going on, Tiger?
I'm going to give credit where credit's due. A couple of guys in Australia come up with the silly salmon.
The silly salmon.
Go on YouTube, you'll find it.
The silly salmon. I'm about to check that out.
Anytime they walked around and somebody said their name, I forgot their name. They said their name and then said silly salmon. They would say where, and they would have to jump, act like a fish, and land where they said to land.
That would be great.
Went to court over that.
Speaking of your very first match, if you got the chance to go to EWF, would you go, and would you face Brandon Owens again?
Yeah. I mean, as of right now, I'm only booked August 10th. I do show up at other shows and help out. I went
There
to
you go, Brandon.
GCW.
Man, talk to the guys at EWF. Let's get the Bassmaster over to EWF for a match or two. That would be totally awesome. I'd love to see you two hook up again. That would be totally cool. At the beginning of the video, you probably came in late, Jack. How you doing? I let everybody know my father is doing just fine. He's doing awesome. Thank you guys for all the prayers and all the blessings. What is your favorite move you throw in the ring, and what's a move you haven't thrown yet that you would like to? I would like to see you actually hit somebody with a bass rod. That would be killer.
I've actually did that. And the reason why one of my fishing rods is broke. Too bad it didn't.
Was it a aluminum one or?
Yeah, it was a Shakespeare.
Oh, that poor soul that you hit, he's got a mark.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A move I throw in the ring, my favorite one would probably be the hook, line, sinker with the teabag thing. Because it gets over and it's funny. And the fans
I want to see that move, man. You got to pull off that move on the 10th because I want to see that move.
Only if the other guys agree. I mean, I'm keeping it professional a little bit. One that I haven't done yet. I'm calling it the spinnerbait.
Oh, tell me about that. I'll get back to you in a second, young Tiger.
It's the black hole slam done a different way.
Oh man, so you're kind of changing up some heavy hitter moves and making them your own. See, I like that. That's awesome. That's wrestlers thinking outside the box, and you're calling them your own moves. That's what I love. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a lot of the guys, they'll go down on their knees for a black hole slam. I'm going to my stomach.
Oh,
yes.
Who is your favorite opponent you would love to wrestle? I think we went over this, but Jack probably came in late. Thanks, Jack, for showing up. Who is it?
AJ Styles and Abyss.
There you go. AJ Styles and Abyss. Young Tiger, man, I'll shout out anybody who comes on the show. I can't wait to interview you soon, brother. Thank you very much for coming. Everybody, thank you very much for showing up to hashtag Truth, man. I love every one of you. I know you guys keep wanting to ask me questions, but let's keep the questions going to Jack, man. I want this to be all about Jack. This is Jack's night to tell us about his character, to tell us about him. If you want to get a hold of me, I am available 24/7 on Facebook. You guys know that. So let's keep the questions coming in. Let's ask Jack every question. We should know Jack so much we know him just as good as his mama when he leaves the show tonight. That's what I want.
She does live in your neck of the woods.
Uh-oh. That's a scary thought. How close is mama to me?
Roebuck.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too far. Uh-oh. So I better watch my P's and Q's when I'm talking to you. I'll be walking out my door and getting a kendo stick right to the face, right?
Maybe. I don't know. She might have the broom. I don't know.
I'm going to start looking out the front window before I walk out the door now. Thank you.
She actually used to live in Chesney.
Where is the name Jack Morgan from? Is Jack Morgan an actual Bassmaster Pro or your name, or how did that come about?
2 liquors, Jack Daniels and Captain Morgan. I drink Jack Daniels. I've drunk a little bit of Captain Morgan, so I put them together. Jack Morgan. Just fits.
So
I mean, I could.
Let me get this straight. Wait a minute, because this is funny. You took Jack Daniels and the other one, Captain Morgan. You took a pirate drink and made a fisherman out of it.
Yes.
That's cool, man. That is cool. That's thinking of. You can tell when people come in late to the show, but I love it. Just because it's the Young Tiger, I'm going to ask it again. Where's your favorite fishing hole?
Wherever hole I hook them loops.
Wherever he goes and them fish are biting, man, that's where he goes fishing. I'm telling you. Have you held any titles in your short career?
Tag titles, that's it. Of UIW.
UIW tag titles? Yes. There was that one title that they had. I cannot pronounce it at that wrestling association. What? I can't think of the. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, did you ever hold that title?
No, I've got cheated out of it twice.
You got cheated out of it twice. Who was you wrestling when you got cheated out of it?
Once by Chase Evans, and another one was a reverse battle royal. In other words, all the superstars started on the outside the ring, and whoever, I think it was 4 or 6 people who made it inside the ring started that match as a ladder match.
Oh, wow. I've never seen a match like that. That's pretty cool. You'll have to explain that match to me one time when we're not on the air, man. That would be totally awesome, dude. Well, a few more minutes. Ask questions for Jack Morgan. We're going to get out of here. Jack, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been quite a hoot. I love your character. I'm going to try my hardest to get to that show on the 10th, regardless of whether I win the tickets or not. If you redo, we'll talk about this later after the show, but if you redo the contest, I'll be willing to help you out on that, man. As a matter of fact, we might up the ante on the tickets. So, because I would the number of tickets, because I would love to see more people come. You know what I'm saying? And you can't beat free.
Oh yeah, you can't beat it. I actually have more bandana that I wear around my waist. That is also part of my gimmick. When I go fishing, I tie a rag to my belt loop and use it as a guts rag when you clean your fish and worms and stuff for your hand. Them bandanas, come August 10th, I'm actually working on them now. They're going to have a design on them. I may take a vote on Facebook. I may not. But I do have other merch coming in, and they're keychains. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. Man, that sounds awesome. Let me know, man.
August 10th, I will be giving away 2 keychains to 2 kids. August 10th.
Nice. Jackson Bones wants to know, what's your favorite type of fishing and what do you like to fish for?
Bass. It's because you're a
you would be called the BassMaster, right?
Exactly.
I think he was setting you up for that question because you were talking about catching catfish before. What's your favorite high-flying move you wish you could do?
I'm a big dude.
What kind of high-flying move would you like? I could see you doing a swanton bomb, man. I mean, that would be so awesome.
I can actually do that, but...
Well, see, there you go. You were saying, well, I'm a big man, like you couldn't do it. Now you're telling me you can do it. I mean, if you can do a swanton, what about a 450? You can do a 450, can't you?
No.
Come on, man.
Last time I attempted to do a backflip on a trampoline, my feet went between the springs. No.
Okay, the next question that's coming up on the screen, you have to answer. You promise me you're going to answer, right?
All right, I'll try.
No. You can't try. You got to answer. Because this is a good one. You're going to love it. Felix Feelgood wants to know, why do you want to date me so bad?
Did you bump your head somewhere? I asked you if you wanted to go fishing. No, dang date. Hey, kid, stands go, please. And by the way, Felix, I'm your half brother, not step brother, buddy. Stay in school.
He said, I'm your half brother, not your real brother. Stay in school. Okay. Do you have matches on YouTube? Put your stuff out there.
Yes, I do have matches on YouTube, actually. I try to promote. I haven't promoted recently. Phone's been kind of messed up.
Sorry about that. Just getting an update on my dad. I'm good. Come on back.
Oh, you're good. Did you hear what I said?
No, say it again, please.
I actually got matches up. It's just I haven't had the means to recording matches ever since UIW kind of closed the doors and looking for another building. I try to put them up. I'll go, matter of fact, tonight and share my YouTube again.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, man, because I'd like to watch some of the matches. Brandon, yeah, I agree. Whatever you're doing that for, yeah, I agree. We're gonna beat this dead horse to death. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time? The young Tiger wants to know this time.
Stone Cold, The Rock, and The Undertaker. You can't pick between them.
There you go. My dad's doing fine, Brandon. You probably came in late. This is the third time. Sorry, Frank. That's just the way it's going tonight. My dad is doing just fine. He's resting. As a matter of fact, my wife's telling me I'm being too loud, so I'm going to be cutting this short in a few minutes. But yes, he's doing great. Thank you guys for all the prayers. Thank you for everybody giving me the kind words. Jack, it has been a pleasure tonight. Man, I appreciate you being on the show. Tell everybody, you said you tell everybody where you're going to be in the future, and we're probably going to say a fond farewell after that unless I get a ton of questions really quick.
All right, August 10th, Honor Among Us. I will be wrestling for AWC. Benefit show, Honor Among Us. Benefit for CVMA Chapter 15-10. I am teaming up with Jerry the Buzzsaw Sawyer against DZ Hyde and Captain Alexander. In Morganton, North Carolina. Pretty much.
What time does the show start?
The show starts, I believe, at, I think the doors open at 7 or start at 7. I'm not real sure right now. My computer's going.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to put that poster up on my page along with a bunch of other posters after I get off of here. So if you really want to know Honor Among Us, AWC, look for the poster. I'm gonna post it up right after we get off of here. If you want to go there, man, and see Jack Morgan and everybody else, you don't want to miss that show. It's going to be totally awesome. We got a few other questions here. Then we're gonna call it a night. Jack, what's your favorite title?
Oh, he should know this one. Hardcore
title. He's probably setting you up for something.
He won't do it. I'll call him out.
Oh, here we go. AEW, WWE, NJPW, or ROH?
PWX.
If you had to pick one.
PWX.
I like it. He said, I'm not going big time.
Nope.
Brandon understood. Look at that. Brandon could have answered for you. Matthew, you should have got to the interview a little earlier, brother. Yeah, that's a few people, Jackson. That is for sure. I think this is the first time I've repeated the same 4 questions, probably 12 times during an interview. But Jack Morgan's been a real sport, guys. I really appreciate you coming on, getting my mind off things, and coming on here and letting us know who you are and what you're about. You guys show up at AWC. Go out there and support Jack Morgan, man. He loves giving stuff away. He loves the crowd. He loves, the fans. So get out there and support this guy. Support your local indie wrestling companies, man. Whether it's, EWF, AWC, or, anybody that's in your area, get out there and support. Everybody loves independent wrestling, and just If anything, buy merch, man. Support these guys big time by buying their merch too. I mean, he's got a great shirt on. Show your shirt again, brother. I mean, look at that. You can't beat that. I would love to have that. Do you have it in a 6X?
I do not, but we can cut a deal. I can get one.
That'll work, man. I heard you. All right, brother. We're gonna call it a night, everybody, man. We'll see you tomorrow night on #Truth. Jack, come back anytime. I appreciate it. When you get a belt, give me well, you don't have to have a belt, but if you end up getting a belt in the near future, man, call me up and we'll show it off to the world, man. How about it?
Oh yeah. Hey Scott, always remember, keep it bassy.
I will, man. I will. You have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night on #Truth.